Anyways, we have VTB here in studio. How you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Hi.
Thank you.
Good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Me too. All right, there we go.
Oh, you guys are sounding great. Can you guys hear yourselves?
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Awesome. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys. You guys just played live on air. If anybody else was tuned in, you guys sounded great, by the way.
You want to start it?
Yes. Okay. I'm Austin. I play bass and do lead vocals.
I'm Michael. I do synth.
Nice.
I'm Brennan. I play the drums and backup vocals when I feel like it.
That's cool. Hey, dude. Well, we've been hosting you guys like so much in Ventura, and you guys have been like super active. I don't know, like it's so cool to like finally get you guys in here. I know we've tried to make it happen before, but
I think it's the right time right now too.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
You guys are in the middle of recording. We'll get more into it in a little bit,
sure.
but like, yeah, that's what you guys are up to right now, huh?
Indeed, we are.
On your right after this too, right?
After this,
Yeah,
we're
we could go
going.
to the studio.
Yeah.
Late night sesh.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, anyways, guys, before we get into like the meat and potatoes, as the kids say, what have you guys been up to in the last year? You know what I mean? Have you guys picked up like any new hobbies aside from music? Like, what have you guys been up to?
Oh man.
Like I wanna like find out like more about who you guys are as like people. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to say your piece?
Yeah. Go. You want to go ahead?
Well, I mean, once Michael joined the band earlier this year,
Uh-huh.
we just started working a lot on new songs. And then in March, we played our first show with the new lineup. And
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like we've just been really busy. And apart from our day jobs, we
Yeah.
just do that. Just play a lot of shows, I guess.
That's sick.
Yeah. When I joined, I kind of felt like we jumped into it in like a good way. Like we kind of started a new like phase, I want to say, and then like it's been nonstop shows. Like like 2 or 3 a month.
That's
really.
cool. Yeah.
Maybe more than that.
Maybe more.
I know you guys have
Yeah.
been playing a ton, like sometimes like 3-4 times a month or something.
Yeah,
That's sick.
It's definitely a lot of fun, but it's a bit exhausting at times, and trying to manage like
Personal
all our-
life.
Yeah,
I mean, I
yeah.
feel that way too, just with like booking, doing radio
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
you know
I'm
what I
sure.
mean?
Yeah,
It turns into a lot, but
it does.
it's a fun hobby. You know what I mean?
It is. Yeah, I try to hang on to that and like realize it's like something that I've wanted to do for a while now, and like just have fun with it. But at times it's like, okay, maybe we are playing a little too much. We could like tone it down, maybe like a show or 2 a month or something. You know, that would probably be cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we're still like pretty new to this, like playing around here, and like, I mean, March was pretty much when we hopped into the scene, and you know, it's been better than I could have expected, and so we're still trying to figure it out. We're like, Brennan and I have been doing music for so long now, and Michael as well on his own thing, and then when
really?
he joined, like, it kind of just really went. So we're still trying to figure everything out at this point.
Yeah. You guys are still pretty new to it.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
sick.
When I was making like my own music, I kind of was like trying to do a bunch of solo stuff that I didn't feel was like fitting into anything. But I think like when I joined in the band, because I mainly did a bunch of like piano synth stuff on my own, and I think they put me in a spot where like I like, how do I say it? Like I'm in the middle where I kind of I don't overfill anything, and I don't under. I'm kind of like gluing the two parts together.
Yeah.
And like it's probably the most successful thing I've done in music, like be in this band.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome,
that's like
man.
my favorite thing in music that I've done.
That's
is
cool.
Be in this band.
Someone I think told me that you were doing a podcast or something too. Is that also something you're partaking in creatively?
So I worked at this place called Dormtainment and Comedy Trap House, and I had my own podcast where I had 2 podcasts. Technically, they're the same podcast, but like 2 different versions of one. One is where like we take an artist, like Kanye, Kendrick Lamar, whatever, and we just like rank the best of their songs. That one was called Mic Drop. And then we have another one called Cordon Bleu, which is just a general talk show. Like nothing, there's nothing scripted on that one. There's nothing planned. It's just you get a musician and just kind of see what they're about. But I recently left there and I got a job at No Jumper.
What's No Jumper?
No Jumper is like another podcasting like network kind of thing. I do video editing there now.
Dude, that's so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, even into like your work life, you're involved in like creative stuff. But
yeah. I mean, I went a whole year. I went a whole year without like a job, just because I was pursuing like a creative thing. I did like production assistant stuff that like brought money in.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of like a placeholder thing.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, while I do the creative stuff with these boys.
Yeah, that's dope. So, I mean, this is your guys' first time on the radio, right? Like playing as a band or anything?
Yeah.
That's cool. And so before this, we also put like a mix together. I was looking at some of the stuff. You guys have a pretty eclectic mix. Do you want to just like briefly chat about some of the stuff you put on there?
Sure. Which one? Did you have a question about one of them, or
Just
Tell me some highlights, dude.
I also
Yeah.
wanted to put a lot of like local artists on there, like Eye Candy, Boy Girl,
Chatterton.
Classics, yeah.
We got our buddy King Joseph on there.
Who's in the studio? Say what up.
yeah? Hi. We put our friend Lynn. She's on there.
Lynn is on there. This band from LA, 2070. We played with them one time.
2070 is cool.
They are very
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Siam Gem out of Long Beach.
Dude, they used to play in the station all the time.
Did they?
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
with like this some older programmer who used to do a lot of
Oh,
like
wow.
live in studio stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they played a show. We played the same show
Yeah.
in Long Beach like a few months ago.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like
Oh, at 2070?
oh no,
No.
with Siam.
Oh, you
Siam
you
Gem.
play with Siam Gem? That's
Yeah,
sick.
yeah. They it was for Happy Sundays Fest in Long Beach, which I was only made aware of it this year, but I
Oh,
guess
nice.
they do it like I don't know if it was pre-COVID or something, but they've been doing it annually, and it's kind of like this strip that has a bunch of bars and like venues on it, and
That's
they all
cool.
do like individual shows. So it's kind of like South by Southwest in a way, but like
But in Long Beach, yeah.
yeah.
That sounds really sick.
Yeah, it was cool.
It's kind of like that the Echo Park Rising type thing too. Have you guys seen that before?
No, I haven't.
It's
seen
like
that.
it's like a similar thing where like a bunch of venues and stuff will just host like local DIY bands and whatnot. And
Oh,
it's
okay.
like a
That's
block party type thing.
That's cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys should look into that.
We got a
VTB.
Shoo Shoo track on there.
Oh right, dude, Austin, weren't you telling me something about Choo Choo once?
Yeah. It's Jamie of Shoo Shoo is our cousin, so it's he's a great guy.
That's
And
kin right there. That's sick.
yeah, we're fans of his music before we even met him. So
Yeah.
it's, meeting him was even better. He's just like a genuine, like all around good guy.
I mean, he's a
Nice
legend.
guy.
Yeah, he's
yeah,
like
oh
that's
yeah,
sick.
yeah, and he gave me and Brennan a lot of like good pointers and stuff like that, and just like when we were trying to get started and put out our first record, like just kind of gave a little bit of direction, and like he's just a good guy.
That's
Really
cool.
good guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been into his music for a long time. I mean, he's been in the game for like ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I used
Oh,
to.
yeah.
I think the first time I discovered him was on like an old Kill Rock Stars comp or something from like the 2000s or something. I think I found it in the station actually, which is pretty cool. So
Yeah.
That's sick.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
We got like a song from a local band called Brain Spoon.
They're local?
Yeah, it's we don't know the entire story. What did you want to say, Brendan?
The story is too long. And
Yeah, the short version is one night at a studio that we record at or practice at, we found out about this band that plays there. I guess used to play there or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just a local band. And right there on the spot, we're like, let's look them up. I looked them up on Spotify, and they had like a fire song.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Vince gave you a vinyl, right? Or who has
No,
the
he
vinyl? No, he kept it.
He kept it.
Okay, yeah, Vince. I don't know if you know Vince.
Yeah, Vince is the homie, yeah.
He just like had this vinyl, and I had seen it in like the store I work at, and I was like, oh, I know that. And then he's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that's that girl that was in that room or whatever. And I
Oh,
was like, oh no
wow.
way. And then it just kind of like they dug in more than I did, and then found that song, and like
Yeah,
that's cool.
So
Yeah, I really like that song, like on an unironic level. Like I play that at the gym.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love finding local bands and stuff that you can like literally like, actually like vibe to. You know what I mean? That are like so sick. I mean, that's all my friends and bands, but
yeah, oh yeah.
well, and that song is from 2008 also. So
there's this really cool band that I found when I'm just like super into like emo music and stuff in general, but there's this emo band called Still Life, and they're from Moore Park.
Oh, okay.
And they're like legends. They're on like Ebullition. They're credited with like starting emo.
Really?
Yeah, like
Okay.
basically taking hardcore and making it emo. You know what I mean? Yeah, so they're like one of the first bands that critics are like, this is an emo band.
It's called Still Life.
Yeah, they're called
Okay.
Still Life. Yeah, they're from
Look
Moore
that
Park.
up.
I looked them up on Facebook, the members, and they're just some dads. They look
Really?
like just straight dads. You know what I mean? It's so funny.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
gotta add that to the list
You
of
should.
bands that Thomas has given me today. So
Yeah, right.
yeah,
I tend to go off a lot, but
I love it though.
Okay, so speaking of your work, you mentioned finding that record at your job.
I did,
Where do
yeah.
you work?
I work at Salzer's Records in Ventura.
Nice. Yeah, that place is sick.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool store.
Yeah.
You know.
And what's crazy too is I feel like there's like a whole like Salzer's like crew.
There is for sure.
In the scene, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, there's like Richie and Garrett from Los Solos, and Ian and Vinny from Bent, which you've had on, not on the radio, right? But
No,
you just did their
they did.
set.
Yeah, they did a recorded set. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're all there. It's lots of musicians there, which is
Oh yeah,
great.
I know. I never realized that. I mean, I was always like, you know, shopping there, and then found out just some cool folks there.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then Abby used to work there too, right? Is that?
Yes. Yeah.
Abby from All Kinds.
Oh, yes.
Abby.
Yeah.
Shout out to Abby.
Yeah. Shout out Abby. She used to work there. Yeah. This was probably. It's definitely over a year ago now. Maybe some more than that.
So it was a while ago.
But yeah, she used to work there. That's where we met.
Nice. Yeah. Shout out Abby, dude. Abby honestly deserves a TBD episode all to herself, dude. Just a chat. You know what I mean? We got to bring her in here sometime.
She's definitely like given like the biggest opportunity to the scene
to a lot of people,
yeah.
dude.
Oh yeah.
Sick.
Like there's shows there every week. Like,
every week for
even
sure.
Like twice a week or whatever. You know.
I think she had like 3 events this week.
Something like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like 3 or 4 or something.
Yeah,
like
there's
wild.
an art show too.
Dude, it's so sick.
Yeah.
All
It's
kinds.
really
You know what I
crazy.
mean?
Yeah.
And all kinds of media.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, let's start chatting about your music a little bit. Okay, so how did you guys get into DIY? How did you guys like start making music? What was your intro to the scene? Were you guys like, you know, going to see any local bands and stuff? Like, just tell me from the beginning.
So it's a very lengthy past of a bunch of different sounds, and honestly, it's kind of a bit, you know, cringy sometimes. But you know, Brennan and I started out like being really into rap music, and like
That's
we
it.
started as like a rap duo. And we made music like that for a few years, and
That's so sick. Hey, Out West was like that too.
Oh yeah. I kind of know the little ins and outs of that, but we started like 2015, and we did music for a few years like that, and it really was like this ever evolving sound of music and like the style, and then we kind of like towards the end started getting a bit more like gritty and almost like our rock roots, I guess, began to bloom a bit. And then it was pretty much just at one point we kind of decided we just wanted to play instruments and like be a band. We always kind of like imagined like doing something, even if we were just doing like vocals or something, like having a band in the back, right?
Yeah.
But then we just decided to just do it ourselves. And,
Really? So did you guys like play instruments like previous to that, or were you like, all right, let's get some instruments, let's like teach ourselves how to play?
When we were kids, like I played drums for a year when I was like 8.
So you had some experience.
Yeah, and then I didn't play, and then I was 19, and then I bought a drum set off of Craigslist, and then
Nice.
I pretty much taught myself. I took like a couple lessons here and there, but I pretty much just played until I got better.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing for me. Like,
Nice.
because we're 2 years apart. For those that don't know, Brennan and I here are related, so we're brothers. But we're 2 years apart. So right around when he was like 8 playing drums, I was 10 playing guitar initially. And so I had like a little Squire like we were talking about earlier. And
Yeah.
then, for one birthday, my dad got me like a cool Dean Flying V, which was awesome.
That's sick.
I still have both of those guitars,
Nice.
but after that, we didn't play at all until he said he was 19 and I was like 21. And then we just picked it up from there. Our first song was with guitar and drums and just that. And then
Nice.
after that, it was I kind of didn't like the tone from
like
guitar.
A deeper.
Yeah, something to fill the void there,
Yeah.
because we were just a 2-piece at the time. So I just got a bass and I ran it through a guitar amp. Even I went on like Reddit and all that. I was like, "Can you do this?" And everyone was like, "No." And I said, "Okay, I'm gonna do it anyway," because I had this amp that was like really bad,
Yeah.
and I just wanted to hear how it sounded.
Yeah.
And it sounded really cool. So then I just like started exploring, and then we started doing that, and so like up till like earlier this year, or I think it was late last year that Michael joined. We were just a 2-piece and did that. So
That first song is still on Spotify. It's the song Rust. We recorded it in our mom's living room. Shout out to our mom for letting us play drums and everything in her living room.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. But that's it's basically the story of our progression. Michael's got a lengthy.
I know he's talking about it a little bit, right? Yeah.
Well, my first like ever is also rapping. Like the first time I ever did anything music was with our friend Freddie. Shout out to Freddie. We saw him last night. So my friend Freddie, like he had a mic. That's literally all it was. He had a microphone at home, and like we both liked to mess around and make stuff. And like I never understood how to make music until I met him. So I would go over and I would see his process of like recording vocals. And then eventually he started showing me beats that he made. And I'm like, oh, you make beats? Like, I kind of want to do that too. So I had him teach me how to make beats in a way. And then like once I kind of got like a general idea, I went into my own direction and started making my own stuff, which kind of like at a certain point, it started becoming my own stuff. Yeah. Opposed to like what Freddie taught me and all that. And I just kind of made music and released it. I never did like wait dates. I never did anything like that. I would make a song and just
drop it.
Yeah, because I mean,
as soon as it sounded good, you're like, all right.
To me, that's just how like it and I never got any plays, and I never cared. I'm like, oh, like I like this.
This is all for fun, yeah.
And then I had a thing where I'm like, I want to find more people like in Ventura County that like are good. Yeah. And I would just hear so many songs from people, local rappers that were just like garbage. Like, no offense to them. Like, I'm sure, everyone tries, but I don't want to say his name. But there's this one guy that like he made a song that was so bad that would like, I just remember like being like, this is what Ventura has to offer, and I was just kind of upset. Yeah. But then one day, like I was on Twitter just randomly scrolling, and this girl that I know posted a song. And I was like, oh, wow, like, this is actually really good. And that was actually a song Brennan made.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And that's, And so I met, that's how I found out about him. That's how I found out about Brennan. And then I found out there was another one, Austin over here. And then I like asked them to hang out. That was 6 years ago. We haven't stopped.
Damn, that's sick. It's been a long time.
Maybe more, maybe longer.
Wow.
I was a senior in high school. I was 17. That was like 7 years ago.
Yeah, it's like 7 years.
Okay, so that's dope. But we're running out of time a little bit. But I do want to talk about like your guys' new stuff that you're working on. Yeah. Do you guys want to kind of try and run into that?
Sure.
Yeah. Cool. So over, I guess it's kind of been in writing since like probably late 2020. After we made Creature.
That's sick.
We released it right as the lockdown happened. And Yosef here was the one that mixed and mastered that. So like,
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's kind of where our relationship goes back to a bit. And so we got to that point. We're trying to write more, and COVID was making everything impossible. Like we could still go to our lockout space, but we had planned to do all these shows and all that. So we started like just trying stuff. We had this whole album that we made we ended up scrapping completely. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, this whole like conceptual idea, which we might revisit or something like that. But I think one of the songs that we played tonight, Centerline, that one was like I think the earliest on the album that we wrote, probably like 2021, something like that. So it's kind of just been in writing since then, in weird little bits. Like we definitely had a loss of momentum and kind of motivation for a while, and then once Michael joined, it
shot up.
Yeah,
so
that's sick. That's awesome.
Yeah, it brought it full circle, and it just made it so much more exciting. So we're like, okay, let's just write a bunch of stuff. Yeah. So we've been working on it probably for the most part since like the beginning of this year, or like right when he joined last year.
Nice.
And so up until this point, like we've been playing the songs live, so anyone that's seen us has heard a lot of those songs. Not all of them, but we pretty much play a lot of them.
Yeah.
And then so now for the last week we've been in recording with Max over at Music Freaks, who's also in the band Two Brothers.
Yeah, Max the legend.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And Yosef has been here producing and giving some great creative thought on the album. Which
Shout out Yosef.
Yeah, shout out Yosef. I can't thank this man
He
enough.
keeps fighting us every day.
Yeah.
Trying to fight us.
It's really like it's kind of like
motivating.
abusive, but it's it's good.
Yeah.
It's
Abusive.
good.
I know. I heard him while you guys were setting up. I was like, Eesh,
Yeah, I know, right?
you guys got it coming later.
Yeah.
Bully.
Yeah.
He's
He's such a bully.
He is, yeah.
But also shout out Yosef for helping me do the
Yeah.
mix for you guys.
yes,
Yeah.
this man is a genius.
Legend.
Man is a
Good boy.
technical
Check out,
genius.
Yeah.
you got to listen to his music. It's incredible.
We played one of his tracks.
We did.
Yeah.
With Youth Code, who is
Hell
also
yeah.
incredible. But yeah, so we've been recording for the last week. We're kind of in the end process now. There's just
Awesome.
a few little details and like vocals and stuff like that.
Do you have any plans for like a physical release?
Definitely, yeah. We're trying to do all media. Try to get some vinyl and stuff.
Ooh.
Yosef has
VHS
been like,
tapes.
"You should do it.
Oh,
You
wow.
should do it."
That'd be
Yeah,
sick.
so we're gonna, try to do the whole thing. Hopefully, release it sometime like early next year, something like that. So,
God bless.
God bless PTL.
Lord willing.
Yeah, so really excited to put that out finally. Like it'll be like 3 years probably since we put out a record.
Dope.
So it's exciting to reach that point.
I'm excited to finally hear it, guys.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I've been hearing it live for so long, dude. I'm trying to see the magic that Yosef's working on it, and
Oh,
Yosef
yeah.
and Max, dude.
It's gonna be a
His
great
eyes got all
project.
big.
Yeah.
Everything we've recorded so far sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's like I've heard these songs 1,000 times, but
Yeah.
hearing them like in a different kind of medium,
Yeah.
they sound so sick.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we are running out of time. We got about 4 minutes here, but we still have some questions from our listeners.
Okay, let's run it.
So this first one says, does the B in VTB stand for VT Baddies? That was actually from me.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it does stand for baddies.
What does VTB stand for, actually?
Oh god.
Vegetable.
It stands for
Vegetable.
vegetable.
Really?
Yeah.
Very tall boys.
They make something
Virtual
up new
time
every
bomb.
single time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Virtual
I've
time
asked
bomb.
them multiple times.
Vampires
Vacuum
that
the blood.
bleed.
Vacuum the blood. That's a good
Vacuum the blood.
one. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean
Yeah,
anything.
it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it
yeah.
means anything you
But
want
it
it to
mean-
mean.
yeah. But
That's
it means
sick.
everything.
It means
I love
means
that.
everything.
Open-ended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
Exactly.
yeah.
It's like a book.
Awesome. Okay, so this next one, it says, what's your favorite holiday?
Oh.
Halloween.
My birthday.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ego
I like
push
I like Thanksgiving actually.
Thanksgiving's cool.
Yeah.
It's coming up.
It is.
Mine's Halloween for sure.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Are you
I
a
just-
horror fan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just like I used to hate it as a kid. I was so scared of Halloween when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then I got older and I was like, this is really cool. Like, I don't know, just like the whole feeling of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd have to agree. Halloween.
Really? Do you
Just
guys like horror nights?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, yeah,
Did you guys go this last year?
Not
Yeah,
this
we haven't
last
been in a
year,
long time.
but yeah.
Dude, me and Jess went, and we went in like 2 mazes. 2 or 3 mazes.
Were the lines that long?
Extremely long.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, and we got there early too. We got there right when it
Really?
opened.
Yeah, that-
But we also wasted time. We went on we thought we could like the lines weren't going to be that
Uh-huh.
gnarly, so we went on the Harry Potter ride, just
Okay.
lollygagged. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
Cool.
it's still sick.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was fun though.
Those lines are
Yeah,
crazy though.
I'm actually terrified of it. Yeah, Jess makes me go. Dude, we went into an
Jess.
escape room recently, and I was so scared. I was not helpful. I just stood there. I just stood there because I was like, I know if I move that block, something's gonna pop out. So I'm just not gonna do it.
Yeah. Hey, that's a safe bet. You don't do anything and nothing happens. right?
Exactly, dude. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We didn't finish that escape room.
Hey, that happens.
Okay, so this next one, this next question says, where? Oh, we already asked that. Where did your band name come from?
Oh yeah.
That was from another.
Well,
fan.
I think it was something else, and then
Yeah. So it was something else, and then we abbreviated it to make it shorter, and then we were like, that sounds cool. Let's get rid of the original meaning and just have it as the letters, and now we can do whatever we want with the letters.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Goddamn. All right, guys. Well, that kind of does it for everything we have here. It's 5:58. We got to get out of here at 6. But where can people keep up with all things VTB?
You can follow us on Instagram or Twitter. If
We don't
you have-
post on Twitter.
Yeah, we don't post on
Neither
there,
do I, but I have one.
Yeah, it's
You
like,
know-
it's there if you, I'm clipping a little bit. It's there if you want it, it's VTBOD. That's pretty much everywhere you can find us.
VT
We're on
Bod is what I always.
VT-bod.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's people that even refer to the band as VT Bod. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, anywhere on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, all of the above.
VTB.
We're there. So
God bless.
Yeah, God bless.
All right, guys. Well, we got a minute left here, and we still have the most important question of the show.
Sure.
I'm just going to blast it off real quick. A rat is going to jump into your mouth. Do you want this rat to jump into your mouth head first or butt first, and why? Give it to me quick.
Head first.
Head first.
Butt first.
Why, though?
Because if it goes in mouth first, it can bite my tongue and you
True.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You head first because then you just you bite the
head
first
off?
half off and then it's like done.
Ooh, that's
you know?
brutal.
Yeah. But then you're like the butt, it's like moving around.
Yeah.
You're like
Yeah.
and it's got a tail and it's like
Yeesh.
there's too much going on
Also, if
there.
it went head first, it would look cooler with the tail hanging out.
Right.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Hey, but if you took it butt first, you
Aesthetics.
could slurp that tail down like spaghetti.
Oh,
or
that's
something.
true. Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
kind of
mean?
tasty.
Yeah.
Yosef is gagging.
I know. Yes, for gagging. All right, guys, that's dope. Well, that's all we have for today.
Thank you, man.
Thanks so much for tuning into TBD here in KCSB FM 91.9 in Santa Barbara and netnetradio.com out of Tijuana. This is VTB out of Ventura. Thank you guys so much for being on the show. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Thomas.
That was
It's been
tight.
a pleasure.
I'm so glad we finally made it happen.
Me too.
Up next is Wayne Light Talk Show. Stay tuned. Next week we have an ambient new age band called Turn on the Sunlight that are going to be coming in live in studio. I'm really excited. So yeah, this is TBD. Thanks again.